Sorry. So this is just going to be a tutorial, kind of, for those of you who doesn't know how to use bronzers and are thinking of like,
what is bronzer?
So bronzer is very important. Well, for me at least. So you can either use bronzers or not, but I think to me bronzer is a kind of like part of a makeup makeup routine for me, because it just gives you that glow look, and we use it for contour. And to those of you who doesn't know contour is that side right there where your it kind of like makes your cheeks pop. And so we use bronzer for that, because we can't just use all blush in our cheeks. And so to those of you who doesn't know how to use bronzers, I am going to show you the stuff I have been using, and I'm just going to share to you how I use mine. And I'm not expert at this. I'm just literally sharing what my experience, or like how I do mine. And so to those of you who are judgmental, leave me
alone.
So there's a lot of bronzers. You can buy a high-end bronzers or a drugstore bronzers, or like not so expensive bronzers. And I think all bronzers pretty much are the same to me, but either high-end or cheap bronzers. And I am going to show you the bronzers I have been using for my everyday bronzers. Well,
everyday bronzers? I mean, probably of you who are thinking, you don't need bronzer, girl. Yeah, I do.
So these are the bronzers I have been loving and using lately. And as of you who are asking, do I have makeup on today?
Yes, I do, girl.
And so of course, my favorite brand of all time, I have been loving e.l.f.'s brand lately. I don't know why, but they're amazing lately. I mean, they come up with a lot of things lately, and their formulas and their makeup lately are really awesome. And then the colors and then the pigmentation is like very, very cool. And the price, I mean, what?
Price? I'm sorry, price. I'm not talking about price. I'm talking about the how much it costs is amazing, and I can't talk well
let's
today.
go ahead with the how to use bronzers. Okay, so I have an e.l.f. golden bronzers here, and I also have e.l.f. cool bronzer, and I also have e.l.f. contouring blush and bronzing powder, and I also have e.l.f. contouring blush and bronzing cream. And to my high-end product that I only use as a bronzer, and I never have at all buy expensive bronzer, just this one. This is the Lancome Star Bronzer, and it looks like this, and it's almost empty because I have this for a little longer than 5 years. Just kidding. No, just a little longer. So I'm almost done with it. So and then my drugstore brand too, which is the Rimmel in Natural Bronzer. I love this bronzer because it is matte and it stays well on your face for a really long time, and it just gives you the most healthy look of all time. And so let's go start with what bronzer. Okay, so there's a lot of bronzers formulation out there. It comes in cream, it comes in powder, it comes in gel, it comes in cream. Did I say cream already? Oh, so yeah, I did. So stuff like that. And so you're thinking,
oh my gosh, I mean, how am I supposed to pick one? I mean, you go girl, get all of them if I were you.
So anyway, so my suggestion to you is actually start with powder if you don't know how to use the bronzers, because powder is kind of like the start of it all. Because if you don't know how to use bronzer and then you're gonna go for cream, you might don't know how to like place it in your face. And so start with the powder, and so there's a lot of bronzers there are in the stores, and there's like a lot of you know, styles. Like this one is actually from Elf, and this is the golden bronzer. And there's like, I mean, you're probably thinking that's not a bronzer, that looks like not even a bronzer, but it is a bronzer. There's just like a highlight, I think, there, and this is like the gold, and then they kind of like a light, and then that's probably the bronzer right there. So what I do with this product is, if I want to go lighter on some days, I would just like use all of this as my light bronzer. And if I want to go darker for the, you know, different days, I would use this what do you call this, cool bronzer, and it looks like this, which is a lot darker. And Elf actually has a lot of tons of bronzers that is like, you know, all over their website, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pick this one because I don't know. So this one is just like a little darker. You can just either use that one or use this one or use this one or use all of it as your bronzer. And so there's also okay, let's talk about the powder first. So there are brushes that you need to use for it, because you can use your finger, but I think I suggest the brushes. And the brushes, I mean, these brushes that I have is not really like high-end brushes. These are from drugstore brushes, and so I mean, you can use any brushes you want, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be an expensive brush, because brush is going to be a brush. And so my first suggestion for the bronzer is this little angled brush like this, and this is just a traveling angled brush, because I don't really have any you know, like a angled brush. This is my only one angled brush. I was just trying this because I was like, looks pretty. So I purchased this at CVS for like $5. And so how I use this little thing right here. So you use it like, oops, you saw me over there. So I you know, like, just like, I like this brush because this is very small, and so it kind of fits with every you know, every bronzer here. And so what I do with this is just like I swirl it all over, and then okay, I'm just gonna show you how I apply my powder on my face. Let me see. Let me use the okay, I'm gonna use this contouring blush and bronzing powder, which there's a blush in here, and this is the bronzer part, because I find this more kind of like a glow look on my cheeks. So I'm just going to use this as an example. So I use it like this, like that, tap a little bit the excess, and then do your fish face, or you can just do this like that. So there's a lot of faces you have to use, I mean, you know, you can do to find your where your cheek line is. You know, you can just smile, you can see that line right there. If you don't have a cheeks, just do this, then you can find it, and you can do a contour with that look. And so see that line right there? That's called contouring, and that's where the bronzer is going. Okay, and then just do it like that, like a 3-dimension like that. Swirl it on top of your in the hollows of your cheeks, and bring it down, you know, and so just keep blending it. And then on the other side, do it the same way, and same thing, tap it. Okay, do your fish face, or you can just use your this. It looks heavy at first, but just keep blending. And then don't forget your neck part, because we don't want our face to look like bronzy and our neck is like white. I mean, not the same color. So it's very important that it's the same as your cheeks. And so it just gives you that really glow look, and you can also like use it in your you know, for contouring your nose. And so that's how I use my bronzer, and it is really amazing. And so that's one of the brushes I would suggest to use for bronzers. And the other one, if you don't have an angled brush, just use your blush brush. And this is from, you know, Elf, I think, but it says here NB Natural Beauty, but I believe this is from Elf. And so I have this for a while, and I use this a lot sometimes. And if you have a cheap brush, well, actually just a normal brush, if you don't have an angled brush, just use it like this, you know, like that, like a fan, and do it like that. Contour it like that, see? So you don't have to really buy a special brush for bronzers. And if you don't have this, then have your normal powder brush. And this is the Eco Tools. And this is just a powder brush. And you can also use this as your bronzer brush. And same thing, just use it like this, like a big fan, like that. You know, like that. And then still, you know, still use as blush for your bronzers. And those are the three brushes I would normally use if I use my bronzers. Lately I have been loving this, and I'm probably going to buy another one of these, which is not very small because it's really small, but it's fun sometimes. And so for the cream, if you're asking how to use creams, it's very easy. You know, if you know how to use the powder, you know how to use the cream one. And so what I use with my cream one, I actually have a brush for this, and I'll be right back. And I'm back, and the brush that I'm talking about is actually this Elf Small Stipple brush, and I believe MAC has one of these too, and some other high-end you know, makeup brands. And so this is just $3 in their website, and you can also purchase this at any stores and commercial. No, I'm just kidding. So this is what I use for this cream cream bronzer. And so basically what you do is just like get some in there, okay, get some in there really good. And then you can see that the bronzer is right there. And then before you apply this to your face, you don't apply this to your face right away. Tap it in the back of your hand, if you can see that, so that it will just, you know, warm it up. And so just apply it, do your, you know, thing. So I'm just trying to show you how I use the bronzer. I don't care if there's powder there before, but that's how I use mine. And I love this cream blush lately. I mean, I'm in love with this, because sometimes powder are kind of like very, what do you call this? Very heavy on my skin. And so the cream blush, I keep saying cream blush. The cream bronzer helps it a lot. And so, yeah. And so that's one of the brush. If you have a cream bronzer, I suggest use one of these, or you can use your finger, but I suggest brush. And so those are the brushes I would normally use for a bronzer. And not only, you can also use this for your blushes, you know, not only for bronzers. So those are the brushes I would suggest. And so for those of you who are thinking,
Yeah, so
definitely recommend the bronzer, because you can see how it makes your face looks like you're healthy, and not only look healthy, but it gives you that you know, defined cheeks, you know what I mean? And so after you actually put your bronzer. You can either leave it that way, but what I normally do is just put blush just a little bit right here, and I'm going to do another video of that later on. And so that would be my video for now, and I hope this helps to those of you who doesn't know how to use bronzers and what bronzer is and how to contour your face. And so I hope that helps, and if you have another question, just leave a comment below and I am happy to answer that question. I don't
think there would be any question, but I'll see you again later. Bye.